The Energized guys are back, fresh off our trip from Cork. Barry, FightCon Ireland. What an experience.
It was, man, wasn't it?
It really, really was.
It really was, man.
It was, from start to finish, absolutely wall-to-wall entertainment. And we were glad to be part of it and providing some of that entertainment.
Yeah, like for everyone who's been following the show, or if you're new, make sure to like and subscribe. It was...
and if you're from Cork, thank you so much for hosting us.
Yeah, it was... Like, we are literally blown away from the event. It was cool just meeting people, meeting some of the fighters, getting some of the fighters on the show, getting BCAs from Nocco as well.
Yeah, Nocco really sorted us out. I met Beck Friday morning. She gave us loads of cans. Everyone was actually so grateful for that down there because there wasn't actually too many drinks available down there in terms of non-coffee drinks.
Yeah.
People were like, give us one of them, will you?
Yeah.
And then Wonderboy was like, these cans are awesome. It's like an energy drink. Frank Mayer was like, I'll have one too.
It's like, all right, Frank, no worries, man.
Yeah, I was like, if you can beat me in a grapple off, you can have one, Frank. And he was like, all right. And I was like, I'm only messing. There.
Yeah,
have the bag.
But no, yeah, as Ross said, Bex did drop them down to Ross. And we got 3 flavors. And it was Miami Strawberry, Caribbean, that's the one with the pineapple here, and then Passion. Ross, which one was your favourite?
My favourite was the Miami. I actually originally thought I was going to like the Caribbean one or Caribbean one or whatever way people actually say that one. But I was actually like, oh, you know what? The Miami one is my favourite.
It is. Well, that's it.
I'm drinking it now. Like I'm like, this is tasty.
You haven't stopped drinking it.
And normally I'm like, oh, I'm not keen on strawberry drink, you know?
Yeah. But
it does the trick.
No, that's the one I was drinking mostly as well. Like,
yeah, I think I had about 5 of these on Saturday. I don't know if I'm supposed to have 5 of them at the one time. That's what it took.
Yeah. But yeah, like, see,
to stay energized.
Like with this show, what we're going to discuss today is obviously how we got on at FightCon, everything about it for the people that missed out, because I'm sure people are interested in what it was like just meeting the people, getting the people on the show, what we went through, and all that sort of crack, who we met. Also later on in the show, we're going to go into the world of combat, because this weekend UFC 248 is going down. Israel Adesanya is taking on Yoel Romero, so we're going to like get into that crack. And then at the end, we're going to discuss all the crack in the Champions League, Europa League, and the Premier League. But Ross, we should start at the very, very top. You got fully stocked with Nocos, and then we were sort of on our way to FightCon.
Yeah, we were on the road, I'd say, by shortly after 1 o'clock. I had to drive down. The whole way down, we were quite apprehensive. We sort of discussed what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who do you think we're going to meet? You know, is anyone going to recognise us? That sort of buzz, you know.
Yeah.
We weren't 100% too sure what we were actually getting ourselves in for.
Yeah.
So
because it's never been done before. So, no. And I think that's more my fault, because I'm real like, what's going to happen? And
also because it wasn't in Dublin, it was harder to envisage as we'd never seen the venue it was in before.
Yeah.
So we were going to see it first time that everyone else was going to get to see it.
Yeah. We, on the way down, like, very Irish weather. It was like lashing rain, really sunny, lashing rain, really sunny. So by the time we got down there, like, I was like turning on and off. I was like, I hear it.
Also, my sat-nav stopped working on the way down, and we were going to one of the lads' workplaces where they were doing their live podcast.
Yeah.
And I sat there and went, it says the hotel's 25 minutes behind us, and then their workplace is 45 minutes in front of us. But then next thing you know, I was like driving and went, oh, there's the Clayton, which is a chain of hotels for anyone who doesn't know that. And I went, oh, I wish we were staying in that Clayton. And then it was and then it said Clayton Silver Springs, exactly where we're staying.
Exactly where we're staying.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
We were dying to check into the hotel, just get rid of stuff, and like not be driving for 3 hours.
Yeah. When we were actually about to pull up, I was like, Ross, that's definitely it. You can see Wonderboy waving at us, and Ross was like, where? Like, obviously not. But then when we actually pulled into the car park, Ross was like, there's Ben Askren. I'm Wonderboy. And I was like, shut up, man. I just cracked that joke. And they were literally coming out.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were with
their agent.
Their agent, JC. She's head of PR, I think, for Paradigm.
Yeah.
Really, really nice woman. And then their taxi driver as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to the taxi driver.
Shout out to the taxi driver. I shook his hand. I thought he was like Ben Askren's dad, but like I was totally wrong.
Yeah, Ben Askren looked like he probably hadn't slept in about, I'm going to say, 42 hours.
Yeah, he
looked knackered to
yeah,
me.
his eyes were like shut. And he was walking around flip-flops as well, by the way.
And then Wonderboy was like, I like the Guinness. I was like, you're a legend, man. You're actually a legend.
He actually is a legend. We're definitely going to get into that more about Wonderboy, but like he was like buzzing and willing to do everything.
Yeah, he was
for the fans.
When people say he's the nice guy of all time, it's next level niceness, isn't it?
Yeah, he's up there with the Sage Northcotts of this world.
He is indeed.
Yeah.
So we checked in the hotel and we went to check in, and I went, "Your room's not ready yet."
And this was like 4:30.
Yeah. So if you don't know me, I know how things run. So I'm like, the average hotel check-in time is 3:00. It's now 4:30. Why isn't my room ready?
Yeah. The problem was the football team, the Finn Harps football team, were down.
Yeah. Finn Harps football team were holding up the show.
Very Finn Harps.
In fairness, the Foycon lads covered our hotel. We might as well be honest about it. But if they didn't cover our hotel and we were paying for the hotel room, I would have been snapping.
Yeah. But you see, the plan was after that drive of being like hot, cold. Like you want to go in, like wash your face and like put on a new t-shirt or something, or give your teeth a scrub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You feel like you've been on a plane traveling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. Yeah,
it's very long sitting in the one seat for ages, and no matter what you do, like the car seat gets like warm and clammy. That's just what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
There's no ways about it.
Yeah.
So we went into the room. We chilled out for 20 minutes.
Jumped up and down on the beds.
Barry was like, I'm in the double. And I was like, fine, I'll be in single.
What are you talking? You were like, you're having the double. I was like, obviously, because I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, no, I slept in the single bed. Barry slept in the double bed. The room was grand. We had a lovely view out of the room.
Yeah.
And then we headed back into Cork City Centre for the Offensive Charm live combat. Is that what they're called at the moment?
Offensive Charms live show.
Yeah, okay, grand.
Yeah.
They have like 2 names for the podcast, don't they?
Yeah.
Combat Offensive.
Sorry, it's Combat Offensive.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you have 2 names for your podcast.
That's the problem.
That are close.
Yeah, that's the problem. We discussed that as well. We were like, because when we were doing like a rugby show, a football show, MMA show, we were like, should we have like Energized Rugby, Energized Football, Energized MMA? But like, we just stuck under one banner.
I think their thing is almost like Offensive Charm brings you Combat Offensive.
Yeah,
I think. But anyway, Jay and Keane had the 2 lads on, Ben Askren and Wonderboy. We went down to watch it in their studio.
Yeah, Republic of
Work, I think it's called. No, and what was about 40 people at it, maybe.
Yeah.
Tea and coffee at the ready.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I already had about 10 coffees when I was there, and I was like, Ross, I'm fading here, man. We're gonna have to go get Monsters. So we actually went around, got Monsters in the rain.
I think that actually saved us, you know that?
Yeah, it did, because it was cold. It was cold, like not the weather, but the drink. And you were like, here, I'm gonna buy the lotto. I was like, right, here, I'm getting it as well.
Neither of us won, by the way.
I haven't checked mine, but like it's still there, so I'm like, you never know.
Also, when we were in Cork City, we asked this guy, where'd you go to the nearest shop? And your man was like, over the bridge, turn right, 200 yards down the road, and it's just there. And then we walked to the shop directly behind this guy, and he walked into the house next door.
Yeah.
And I was like, we just said, if you follow me, I'm heading that way.
Don't imagine. He's probably like, why are these guys following me?
Yeah, to the shop.
Obviously, yeah.
Also, I tried the new green Monster, and I was like, that worked out well.
Yeah, but it's not as good as the knockouts, though.
No, these were the savior. These were the savior. They really were.
Because
what's called on Saturday.
That's a sponsorship out the door already. Like you're like you're giving out about.
No.
It is, man.
These on Saturday were the savior. How many did you have on Saturday?
I say I had about 4 at least.
And we gave loads away as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
People were loving that.
Yeah. So after that event, the lads had their live show. If I had to give one criticism about it, it would be they didn't test their mics before they did it. So everyone's sort of sitting there and the mics were going mad, and it was just like me and Ross were like, "Oh Jesus."
Yeah, I was more so sitting there thinking the anxiety that would be going through Barry at that time.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah. I was like contemplating walking out. I was like, "Oh, here, like this is going bad."
Oh, Will Fleury showed up for the live show as well, and he sat down beside us.
Yeah,
very very nice guy as well. He was suited and booted down there. He was looking very very fresh.
Yeah.
So we went back to the hotel.
Yeah.
We got a bite to eat. We decided to have 1 or 2 pints. Then we got,
which turned into like a load of points.
Yeah, in fairness, I think we had about, I'm gonna say 6 points.
Yeah. What happened was we were there, we were having a few, and then I was like, you know what, I'll get the book, the infamous book, and write down what sort of questions we should ask at the gig or the event, whatever you want to call it. And then they were sitting down, and then like Ross, I went to the bathroom, and then like Ross is sitting there beside a guy called Shane. Shout out Shane, and his wife, fiance, girlfriend,
Wife.
his other half, basically Dee, was there, and then like they ended up sitting with us, and then they were like, "We follow you." It was like, "Oh, this is gas." So like,
Yeah.
we were buying drinks for everyone, like, and we were just like getting loose.
And I know Shane and Dee are watching right now. If you're not married, we're definitely going to be invited to the wedding.
Yeah. We'll host the wedding.
Yeah, we'll host the wedding.
Yeah.
Also, Jay came over for a chat. Ian and Podge came over for a chat. Kiefer Crosby came over and said, "I'm going to bed."
Yeah.
And Will Fleury and Tommy came in for a chat as well. So loads of people sort of popped over to us when we were sitting there having the pints. The Turn Your Rugby team came over for a chat as well.
Turn Your Rugby team, yeah.
One of them like waved to us at some stage, and I didn't know who it was, and I just sort of waved back.
Yeah, that could have been. I didn't know what was going on there, but
Yeah, it was mad, wasn't it?
yeah. So we ended up pretty pissed at you, in fairness. But next morning we woke up and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm a bit here, man." 9 o'clock bell.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was such an idiotic thing to do, to be honest.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where when I was going to bed, I was like, "Oh, I'm grand, buzzing for tomorrow." I think it was, you know what? I think it's one of those things. You know, when you're at a wedding, you can just keep on drinking.
Yeah.
I think it was like we're on such a good buzz that we were just like, "This is grand."
Yeah.
And then
We were too excited. It was like Christmas or something.
and then woke up next morning and I was just, wow. I felt so groggy and I felt
Dehydrated.
dehydrated and
But then you had a knockout.
a bit of a headache, and then went down, had the breakfast, had 17 cans of Knocko into me, and I was laughing. I was like, eventually you just get yourself over it, and you have to get up for the day ahead, you know.
Yeah, because also the night before, I actually forgot to mention, we went into the convention centre to see what the layout was like, but there was like a big massive ball on, and me and Ross are just walking in with hoodies, like being like, all right.
Definitely should not be here.
Definitely should not be there, yeah. But then Saturday rolls around, like we're like, right, showered, suited and booted, ready to go in, and like, what did you think the second you walked in?
I was like, right, well, there's the Octagon. There's a few sponsors around. I saw our podcast corner. I was like, right, grand. I semi wanted to move all the chairs to like face us, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
And then I went upstairs and saw the way that was laid out and went, right, grand. I have my bearings now. I know where everything is. I'm comfortable. It's one of those things where you want to sort of walk around and be a fan, but you also have to get your own work done as well.
Yeah.
So I went around, looked in the media room, saw the guys there, and went, right, this is fine. I was like,
yeah,
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, it was such a strange feeling going in because like you don't know who you know or you don't know, or because I know we have like over 12,000 followers, but we also follow like close to the guts of 6,000. So like there's that's so many people. So therefore like we could be following someone but like we don't notice who they are.
Yeah, they don't come up in your timeline
Yeah,
ever.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Also, we had a sound man down there, and he was like, did our sound, and then like disappeared, and I was like, where's that guy gone?
Yeah, but we did do a lap. It was like right, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, we're just gonna do a live show because the lads were like, here, just ask the people to come on. But like, we had to then like turn on a big massive speaker, so people would actually be like, everyone would be hearing us. It wouldn't be like just in a little hub corner.
Yeah, our setup it suited us down to the ground. I think the only thing we're missing is maybe a slight bit of elevation wouldn't have gone amiss. I think if they put our 3 chairs on a smaller stage, that would have been perfect for us.
Yeah.
But look, we were more than happy with what we had.
Yeah.
I think that they started letting people in around 10:30.
They did, yeah.
They started letting people in around 10:30. We were there from about 10:10. And then we just sort of went around, had a look, and then we just sat down and went, who are we going to get on the show first?
Yeah, that was the thing. I was sort of nervous and also a bit hungover, obviously. So I was like, we should start off like ease ourselves into it. And then so like when we went upstairs, like James Gallagher, Kiefer Crosby, their agent, Michael Venom Page, Luke Knight, Frank Mere's daughter.
Everyone's in like the fighter room.
Yeah, everyone was in
the guest room.
Yeah, and I was like intimidated to go in because like who do we ask first, or like I didn't know what to do. Very Ross. Ross just strolls in. He's like, "All right, lads," like by himself. And then I was waiting outside for about 10 minutes. And I'm like, "Where is he?" And then I stick my head in and like I looked around the whole room. And you're just there in the corner.
Oh well, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to speak to these people some stage. So
I know,
I may
yeah,
as well, you know, act like I belong there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah,
I think that's the way you have to go about it.
no, that's the thing. It is. That is the way. But like, I don't know, I guess
Also,
shy or something.
Those people are there to do media, so like,
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
hey, come over here and do a bit of media.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's important.
Yeah.
So
well, like it's because we were somewhere unnatural, so I wasn't.
of course.
Yeah.
We did contemplate getting Will Fleury on our show first, because we have Will on before. We know Will. Will even borrowed some hair gel off me in the morning.
Yeah.
What a guy. I can't actually say enough good things about him.
Yeah,
I actually just always wish him the best. He's an absolute
We always shout him out. We always wish him the best.
I know we do, but like on a personal level, I'm like,
personally.
he's actually just a really nice guy.
He is.
And I do wish him the best. He's an absolute monster on the mats as well.
Yeah.
So I was sitting up there and we got the schedule, and I turned to Barry and go, Wonder Boy's free at 12 o'clock. And Barry's like, Jesus, right, straight for the juggler, really.
Yeah,
You know what
like,
I mean?
go for the main guy.
At the end of the day, I went up and went, right, what's the best way about this? I go, I'll ask JC, who's like managing him on the day first. And she was like, I was like, hey JC, can I have Wonder Boy from 12 o'clock for 20 minutes? And she was like, absolutely no problem. I go, is he free though? And I go, yeah, I've already checked first. She was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
So then at 12 o'clock rolls around, I go to Wonder Boy. I go, Wonder Boy, can I have 20 minutes of your time? He goes, absolutely no problem. Sure, where'd you want me? I was like,
perfect.
Thank God you made this easy. So then we went downstairs, brought him over, sat him down, and do our little bit of setup. He was like, can I have that can of Nocco? And I was like, of course you can. Caribbean, very Wonder Boy. And then next thing you know, we started and we're chatting away to him.
Yeah.
It was
Mike's like, this is first show. This was actually our first ever live show as well. Just thinking about it, and it was with Wonder Boy. And then the monitor's on. People are sort of beginning to congregate around and look.
And next thing you know, you'll see it when you watch the Wonder Boy video.
Yeah, that's going to be out tomorrow. So
like
24 hours after this episode.
Some fella comes in behind us recording and starts taking photos.
Yeah.
Barry almost got a fright at one stage because we were sort of doing the show, and I'm sitting facing the crowd.
So basically the same way, because I was sitting here, you were sitting there, and then Wonder Boy was sort of sitting there.
Yeah.
And like I was sort of looking this way, communicating with you two, right? And then like at the near the very, very end, because Wonder Boy addresses the crowd asking, was he first in the octagon or second in the octagon against Darren Till? And then he was sort of asking people, and I was like, what? There's actually like loads of people there, but I didn't know.
There was over 100 people standing there.
How many people do you think actually was there? Because I told the lads, I was like, it was about 40, because I wanted to undersell it. You don't want to be like,
no.
6,000 people were there.
No, there's over 100 people standing there. There was, like, that's what...
yeah, but I knew there was a good few, but I was like, right, I'll say 40, just not to be like, there was 10, and you're like, 50 people showed up to my party.
No, there was like over 100 people standing there. There was people standing behind people being like,
who's Energizer? Who's Joss and Larry?
Why is everyone looking at the water cooler?
Yeah.
But it was absolutely incredible.
I got a fright.
I think it's about 25 minutes long, the interview, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he loved it. He didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
We sort of had to wrap things up. So I think crowd control actually became an issue.
No, crowd control became an issue. The two lads came over and they're like, lads, there's too many people here. We have to like cut it off.
Yeah.
And then it was just a bit like, but like, if people were there enjoying themselves, why turn off the roller coaster?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, there's health and safety and fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Wonder Boy enjoyed it. The crowd enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. And like that's what FightCon's there for to have people like Wonder Boy entertain the crowd.
Exactly, yeah. And I felt like we were doing a good job. I listened back to the video; it turned out pretty good because I had to make sure all the sound and all. Because like, if people that aren't 100% aware, I have the headphones in because I'm listening to the show while it's live. Whereas like when you're just used to or talking, because like Wonder Boy asked me to repeat myself, and then I said it closer to the mic, but I forgot he can't actually hear. You know what I mean? I need to go close. Yeah. But yeah, that's all that's the way podcasts are, you know. But that's going to be out tomorrow. Make sure to check that out. Make sure to give that a like and put a comment on it as well, because we asked him some really cool questions. He lets us know who he wants to take on next. All the stuff he's doing in the background, just it's amazing stuff, and it was great. First ever live show, and it's with Steve Wonderboy Thompson. So like, I mean, not many people can say that.
Yeah, but he was buzzing after that as well.
He was. So were we, man. We were like, oh my god. And I was, like, after I was a bit like, I don't know what to do now, because like that went pretty well.
And then
off to a great start though.
Oh, great start.
Yeah.
We didn't really get much worse after. We went straight next for our next biggest target, really.
Yeah.
We got MVP Michael Venom Page on the show.
Yeah.
We've actually been out with Michael Venom Page once, and then we've like met him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
now, haven't we?
I during the build up to the Richie Kiley fight, I interviewed him. We're actually good mates with his. It's like what would Luke be? His manager?
I think he's his agent.
Someone got to do that. Yeah, he's.
Well, like Luke's like MVP's go-to guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, Luke also works for Bellator and
Paradigm.
Paradigm. Yeah, so.
Yeah, Luke's an absolute legend. Wearing the freshest kicks ever at the event as well. I was like,
yeah,
jeez, those jokes are slick.
Yeah, we got MVP anyway. That was like
we actually went to get a photo in the cage, and one of the girls took the photo in the cage. They had like ring girls there, and took like one of the most shocking photos ever. I was like, that yoke's blurry. If I was a regular fan, I'd have to queue back up.
Yeah.
Well, not that I'm not a regular fan, but if I was a paying guest as opposed to a partner person, I'd have
if
to
you pay the full whack, you want the proper photograph.
Yeah, but like take that again.
Yeah. I think I just didn't look. You were like, I'm gonna ask him. I was like, right, I'll just get the phone. I don't care.
It was more so we weren't even in there for the photo.
No.
What happened was I was like, I want to ask MVP. Would he come on the show?
You were dying to get MVP on the show.
And then it was just like, might as well ask him in the cage. And
Yeah.
he was like, if it's okay with the Foicon lads. And I was like, lads, it's okay if MVP comes on next. And I think what was happening was MVP was finished at 2 o'clock. And we asked him to come on the show at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we actually kept MVP in the building for an extra 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, that was about 20 minutes as well.
Yeah.
And that was good crack as well. That was great to talk to him as well.
He loved it. Barry discussed like Love Island and stuff. Would he ever go on? And we were talking about it was funny. We were talking about James Haskell's independent MMA debut.
Yeah. James Haskell was on I'm Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and then he's training with MVP. So therefore I was like, would you then go on we're not going to catch you on Love Island this summer, are we? Because like Tommy Fury was on. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was funny. He loved it.
I can't wait for people not to laugh and not to subscribe.
In fairness, he gave a really good insight on the Douglas Lima Musashi fight for the Bellator middleweight title.
Yeah. The key thing that we do on the show,
chats.
we get people to be relaxed and like almost want to stay there longer, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it was class.
Yeah.
It was great to have him on.
Yeah. Make sure to check out that MVP video when it comes out. So you should probably subscribe right now and hit that bell so you'll know when it comes out.
On the bell.
Yeah.
Ding dong.
That's it, yeah. Then after that we went back upstairs and we were like sitting in the room and it was so surreal because like as I said earlier, there was like obviously Frank Mir, Ben Askren, like James Gallagher, Kiefer Crosby. They're all like sort of talking, like we're getting part of the conversation. I was like, this would be such a funny like Snapchat or like Instagram story to put up, but they would like get the fuck out, and also they could all batter me. So even Frank Mir's daughter would have given me a headlock. But I was like, this is so surreal because like you hear loads of stuff being said about these people, and like to see them actually just being themselves. They are totally different to what you think. Like someone in particular who really stood out was James Gallagher. Like the amount of like abuse he gets all the time online, and then you see him just being there and just being himself. And he's only 23, which is crazy, but it's like he is actually a really good guy.
Yeah,
and
he's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah,
I actually don't have a bad word to say about him. And if anything, like I've more so changed my opinion on him.
Yeah.
He's very humble. He's very approachable. He's a very nice guy to chat to. You know what I mean? And
he does slightly guard himself to the media. Like he knows when he has to be on or off because like he is trying to sell tickets as well at the end of the day.
But it almost makes me appreciate more knowing that that's just a salesman side to him as opposed to that's who he is. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I actually think he seems like quite a quiet chap, really. You know what I mean? When he's sitting at home, he's very, very chill.
He's very family orientated as well. I'm sure he's learning off the best Connor. Connor tells him he's going to give him pointers how to sell tickets, you know?
Absolutely.
And he's basically the face
of
he's almost the face of Bellator, especially 100%. In Europe.
Definitely in Europe, anyway.
Well, definitely in the lower weight classes as well.
I would say he's probably headlined more shows in Bellator in Europe than anyone else.
And also been scheduled to as well.
Yeah. He's an absolute phenom of a merchandiser or a marketable fighter. He's the most marketable fighter in Europe, I'd say. Yeah. Between himself and MVP.
Yeah. One thing I do want to apologise to the people checking out the show now is we did want to also get Frank Mir on the show, Funky Ben Askren and James, but like their times are all so locked in. It wasn't that easy because we weren't on their set roster to come over. We almost had to be like, can you please do our show? And like Ben Askren was so tired, he went back to his hotel for a while and then
For a nap.
Yeah, for a nap. So like we weren't able to wake him up.
You asked him about the Foxcatcher. What did he say to you?
Yeah, I asked Ben Askren about the Foxcatcher. So basically, for people that don't know, if you haven't seen the documentary or movie, The Foxcatcher, a lot of American wrestlers, once they've left college, they couldn't compete anymore. So the Foxcatcher was set up for these people to work full time and live on the property in Philadelphia. And so I asked Ben Askren, would that, because Ben Askren's retired now, so I would have been like, maybe that was a possibility in his head to go there, but he said it was just beyond him. But Mark Schultz was like renowned. He was Olympic gold medalist as well. Yeah. So he would have been like,
it was almost like a cult that they had there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pure it was like a community team. They wanted to be the best in the world. I was just like, right, Ben Askren competed in the Olympics. I would have thought he would have been aspired to go there,
yeah,
but
Kurt
that was
Angle
just
was like part of it, wasn't he?
That was Kurt Angle was trained there as well. Fact.
Yeah.
But we were waiting there, and then like we asked, could we get Kiefer on? Suppose Kiefer was busy, but then we hung around for a bit, and then we are like, Kiefer, do you mind coming on the show? And he's like, what's your show? Straight away, he was like, what's your show? It's like Energizer. Well, with Joss and Larry. So then I was like, right, Ross, you just sort this out. I'm going downstairs, getting everything ready. He came down, and then he did. You see it on the show, so make sure to subscribe if you want to check that one out. He's like, what? This is
start to it. He's like, what? Just talking the microphone and all this.
Yeah,
thought this was a podcast.
Yeah.
He was funny.
Yeah, he was there for about half an hour with us. He was enjoying it as well. We had to wrap that one up as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, Kiefer enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We got a good insight into his upbringing, his strength and conditioning, his nutrition.
I feel like we asked questions that like there's no videos out there about his background, what made him get into it.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff. Rather than just knowing he knocks the head off people, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not that many Kiefer Crosby interviews that aren't post-fight or pre-fight.
That's what I mean,
yeah. There's very few sort of, Kiefer, how are you getting on?
Yeah. And then it was like almost the end of the day. The time flew. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have been more like, not aggressive, but more like, right, this one now, this one now, this one now, this one now.
It was one of those things where also we had to be respectful of what else is going on in the day.
And the other fans.
Yeah, the other fans. And you didn't want to be taking them away from something else.
Yeah.
Come watch this.
Yeah.
Look, I think we did a really good job. We provided some excellent entertainment.
Hopefully you guys like what we put out as well, because it is all about you as well.
And then we finished up the day with our good friend Will Fleury, which is another brilliant interview, and he actually got really, really deep in it.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. We discussed how me and Will both like a nice pair of socks.
True.
And his mindset and what fighting means to him, what makes him different from the rest.
Yeah. The whole experience is very humbling. That was like basically the end of the event at 5 o'clock. And as I said earlier, I wish we had got more people on. But I think next time, like I think we did a good job for FightCon. I think people were entertained by what we did, and that's not even trying to be big headed or any sort of. It was just like we went there with the goal to give people like a good time, make them laugh.
Well, we drew a big audience, and people stayed, and people kept coming up to me and like, "Who are you having on next?"
After the first one, they go to Ross.
Who are you having on next? And I'm going, I think my MVP, but we don't really have a set time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, that was brilliant." And it was quite funny. It got to a sort of stage where I was like, you should tell them to come on our show. It was funny. In fairness, there was other people that we would have even considered having on there. Like Ryan Spillane was there. Yeah. He's recently signed with Bellator heavyweight. Palahan was there. Yeah. Would have had him on as well. But it also comes down to the fact that Barry's now editing all the shows, and to have to edit 6 shows, you know what I mean, within a week, on top of what everything else he has to do, is a lot. You know what I mean?
And work and sleep.
Yeah, and sleep and work and
but I'm not complaining, but it's just
no, it's just a lot. And then,
we also were like, here, look, if we're doing one right now, we want to give them our 100% attention.
Yeah,
knowing that Frank Mir might be walking out the door now, it's just a bit like, Like, no offense to the lads, but they live in Ireland.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
It's also quite tiring as well, you know what I mean?
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're performing. You are performing, literally.
But anyway, if we'll be back down in Cork probably for a Cage Warriors event, so
Yeah.
we'll be able to interview those lads then.
Yeah, man, they're only at the beginning of their careers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like after I felt like obviously we were tired, but like I was like really proud of that moment. Like we've been looking forward to that for ages, and like it went off without a hitch. Hopefully next time we did like such like a good enough job that we get asked back first of all, but second of all we actually get a time slot with the fighters, so we get like a half an hour like allocated with each fighter.
Yeah, hopefully so.
That's what you're gonna have to negotiate.
Yeah, well, I think that's definitely what's going to work out best.
Yeah,
I think that would be added entertainment because I think there was sort of gaps in the day where people were like, "Oh, what we do next?"
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I think that could be something that they could look at doing in the future for the next one.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day,
it was only the first one.
It was the first one ever. I'm sure the lads have plenty of learning curves that they're going to go through.
Yeah, but who knew how good we would be or not be live? You know what I mean, as well. You know,
that's also true. I think we did a smashing job, and I think the feedback that we got down there. Sure, I think it goes to show. I think we got like 200 to 300 new followers from Cork from the event. So if that doesn't say a lot, then what does?
That's actually very true. Yeah. Shout out to everyone. If you are new to the show, make sure to like and subscribe.
And if you are watching the show and didn't follow us on Instagram down there, make sure you do.
Yeah. Ross, just in closing at FightCon, what's your overall thoughts of it? Let us know what you think.
I think it was an absolutely incredible event. It was brilliant to bring so many big name fighters all to one place.
Cork.
Especially to Cork, considering a lot of it was said to us numerous times that anytime something like this would happen, the guys from Cork would have to go up to Dublin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just thought that love to do it again, and I'm excited to see where the next FightCon takes place.
Here. Yeah, thanks a million, everyone. And now we're going to move into UFC 248 because as we do on the Combat Show, we let you know the continuous crack in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing. But before we actually kickstart this part of UFC 248, over the weekend we did have a half title fight on the line in UFC Norfolk. Joey Benavidez lost. He made weight. His opponent, what is it?
Davison Figueroa.
Davison Figueroa did not make weight. Davison Figueroa then won by TKO, and now there is no champion in the flyweight division. Ross, what's the situation here? Are they going to get rid of the flyweight division because it's an absolute mess right now? And I'm 100% sure Henry Cejudo was like, "Do I get the belt back now?" It's a shit show.
He's already come out and said, "And still."
Oh my god! Okay,
the absolute cringe bag.
Yeah.
I actually think Davison Figueroa is after killing the flyweight division. If the flyweight division was not hanging on by a thread leading into this fight, it really is hanging on by a thread now. Yeah. It's got no champion. I thought Joey Benavidez would have been such a good champion for the division.
Same here.
He's an absolute gentleman of a fighter. Fan of the show. I feel so bad for him and his wife Megan, who's absolutely lovely. Yeah. We love as well. I think the flyweight division is going to be abolished. If you look at Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, I don't think there was anyone who was a bigger fan than I was. He couldn't carry the division. Yeah. Henry Cejudo left the division. Even though he said exactly he was not going to do that. He said he was going to go up and fight Dillashaw, win that belt, and then he wasn't going to leave it forever.
Yeah, people say things and then they get advice. Yeah, but they get advice as well. And also, like the more money you have, the more you want to eat.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's sort of that. The other thing from UFC Norfolk was there was actually a few little things. I'm going to go through them real fast. Megan Anderson and Felice Spencer both won. Yeah. So one of them will be fighting Amanda Nunes for the featherweight title next. Give Amanda Nunes the chance to defend her featherweight title, and then she'll be the only champ to defend both titles.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes is right now looking to defend her title at UFC 250. That's
in Brazil. And the other thing was our mate Ion Kotibla. Did you see that stoppage? Did you?
No, I didn't know.
He was basically fighting your man. He was playing possum bit, and pretend to be a bit rocked, and then threw a big overhand, and the ref stepped in and went, "Oh no, you're rocked, you're knocked out," and he was like, "What are you talking about?"
No way.
It was mad. It really was. I think that's sort of the highlights of the weekend's fights. In fairness, we actually went through UFC Norfolk for being such a small card more than we do most other ones, didn't we?
We did. But it did have, like, we barely would have even talked about it if it wasn't for that main event, like, turning into an absolute shit show. Michael Bisping did say that they should run that fight back because they both clashed heads and Benavidez was sort of rocked through that. But let's see what happens. That's the only thing people are really clamoring for.
That's only worth running back if Figueroa can make weight. I can't believe, like, it's the biggest fight of your career and you miss weight for it.
I know, man.
Mad, isn't it?
I know, yeah. But here, look, let's not dwell on it because this weekend, Israel Adesanya, the champ, is taking on Yoel Romero in the middleweight division. This is for the middleweight title. Ross, where do you want to start? Do you want to start on this, or should we look at other people on the card? Because Sean O'Malley is on this card, finally back after a long layoff.
Well, you sound like you want us to talk about Sean O'Malley, so will we work our way up the card?
Yeah, Sean O'Malley is headlining the ESPN card. He's taking on Jose Quinones in the bantamweight division.
Yeah, I think Sean O'Malley is probably going to win this one by submission. Quinones lost to Nathaniel Wood by submission, so I think he's susceptible for submissions. I can see a rear naked choke by Sean O'Malley. Hopefully he is fit and healthy coming into this one, and he gets the job done because he's an interesting character, really. Yeah,
there is other fighters on the card like Alex Cowboy Oliveira. He's the Brazilian Cowboy. He's taking on Max Griffin. Expect a slugfest here.
That could be a fight of the night.
Yeah, Neil Magny's taking on Jing Liang. That's going to be another scrap anyway. Like, yeah, obviously, if it's going to be a scrap.
Like, Neil Magny's got cardio for days, and Li Jing hits very, very hard, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually good for the Asian audience as well. Beneil Dariush is taking on Drakkar Klose as well.
Dariush is going to be looking for the sub there. He's won his last 3, and Klose, I think, is 11-1, so he's looking to make some noise in that lightweight division.
Yeah, and then in the co-main event, Weili Zhang is taking on Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Weili Zhang just won the title there previously against Jessica Andrade. Joanna Jędrzejczyk has lost to Jessica Andrade. What are we expecting?
No, she beat Jessica Andrade.
She beat Jessica Andrade. So, like, MMA
Joanna Jędrzejczyk is 2-3 in her last 5 fights. Well, she lost to Shevchenko and Rose twice, and then I think she beat Waterson. Was it Andrade in the middle of that?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. So,
but we all know MMA maths does not add up. So
no, it doesn't.
Weili Zhang is undefeated, isn't she? And then Joanna is coming off
yeah, I think she's 15-3.
She's gone through a hard time right now. But like, what are you expecting for this fight?
She just beat Michelle Waterson in her last fight. That's how she got the title fight.
Yeah, but there is like a.
I know there's a gap in levels there. Yeah. Michelle Waterson's a great fighter, but she's not the champion fighter.
Yeah.
When it really comes down to it, Weili Zhang, it's almost like she's still a bit of an unknown quantity, really.
True.
You know what I mean? She went in there and she beat Jessica Andrade very fast. She knocked her out. I don't know whether Weili Zhang is the real deal.
Do you know?
No, she might have just, gotten a lucky punch, and then next thing you know,
she looked hard.
But she seems it
rock hard. Like,
for China, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Like, that's what the UFC are looking for, a superstar in the Chinese market.
Yeah, think about how fresh she is as well compared to Joanna. Joanna's coming off like some big losses, and like we all know, Joanna is like such a person that it's
an emotional fighter.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think
fair play for saving me there, but yeah, she is very emotional. Like, she's gone through some highs and lows right now, whereas Weili Zhang is obviously just on a trajectory.
I think Joanna actually fights better if she doesn't like the person she's fighting. And I don't think she actually has anything against Wei Zhilang.
Well, Weili Zhang has against her. Joanna was slagging the coronavirus.
Yeah, but I think that's more so that Wei Li has something against.
Yeah,
Joanna,
that's what I mean.
Joanna has against.
No, so maybe the roles are now reversed. The hunter becomes the hunted.
Potentially. So, to be honest, I don't really know what I'm going to expect out of this fight. I think I'm going to expect it to go the distance. And if I had to pick someone, I think I like Wei Li, to be honest.
Only because her punches are going to be harder.
But I just think she's a bit bigger. I also think she's a better grappler than Joanna as well.
I think Wei Li as well. Yeah, let us know who you know as well, because that's going to it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great strike.
Could be either or.
It's a strike fest 101.
Never rule out Joanna, really.
Yeah, well then look at this one now. Israel Adesanya, the champ's taking on Yoel Romero. If I haven't announced that 5 times, here's the 6th. Ross, what are you expecting to this? Yoel Romero is coming off a loss. Israel Adesanya is coming off a great win against Robert Whittaker.
I actually think Yoel Romero's got like one of like the most unstoppable. He's one of the most unstoppable forces in UFC history. If you just look at the fella, he's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
He's built like an absolute shit brick house. And a lot of people are criticizing this fight, saying Yoel Romero is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. But if you actually look at Yoel Romero's last 4 fights, he lost a very close decision to Paulo Costa in the last fight. Some people thought he won.
True.
He beat Robert Whittaker, he beat Luke Rockhold in the fight before.
Smashed him.
And people thought that was actually, I think that was for the title at one stage, wasn't it?
He didn't make weight.
He didn't make weight. So he would have been the champ if he made weight.
Yeah.
Bit like Davison Figueroa, but you have to make weight to become the champ.
That's facts.
And then the other 2 times he fought Robert Whittaker, people thought he won those fights as well.
Yeah.
I actually think he missed weights for one of those fights as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was short notice.
Yeah, so he better not miss weight for this fight. That's all I'll say. But Yoel Romero, he could almost be, I think he's 13-4. He could easily be 17-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really, really could be. And
say that to Chris Weidman.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Smash the bleeding head off him.
Now the thing is, people do say once you fight Yoel Romero, your
career's over.
You come out with a different man. Like you not the same. You do.
Luke Rockhold said it was like kicking steel when he was kicking him. Israel Adesanya though, he's a different gravy.
Go on.
First of all, I'm really excited to see his walkout in T-Mobile Arena.
Well, we already know the best dancer is Yoel Romero.
Yeah, when they had the dance off, I couldn't believe Yoel Romero was killed him. Could you?
No, I was like,
Adesanya like tried to recover, and it was just like, oh, man, what are you doing?
It was
now?
too much of a win, wasn't
it?
It's like you pull up in your new BMW, and then all of a sudden it's like a
Ferrari beside you. It's like, right.
Like, what's that saying? It's like the girl. She says, the guy. She says, "Don't worry about." And then
yeah. It was one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
But Israel Adesanya, he's what 17 now, 16 now. He's possibly the best striker in MMA right now.
Yeah.
And he loves a challenge. I think that's what people really like about Izzy, isn't it? That he wants to fight the very best. And he wants to fight all the top middleweights. He's calling out John Jones. He's already fought Anderson Silva, Derek Brunson, Robert Whittaker. And Yoel Romero is next on his list. Is he biting off more than he can chew?
Is he?
You tell me, Barry.
I don't know. See, the thing is, like, if it's coming down to striking, Adesanya will dominate. But Yoel Romero can just do that absolute, like, spring of, like, death knee to the face, and you are dead. Like, this is almost like what we were talking about when it was Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. It's like Tyson Fury is basically Israel Adesanya. He'll dominate, but Deontay Wilder could come back, a.k.a. Romero could come back with the death move.
I think one thing that it was quite telling is the only fight I didn't discuss about Adesanya was the Gastelum fight. And Gastelum was able to touch Adesanya quite a bit in that fight.
Yeah. Also, Romero did compete. He got silver. He's a silver medalist in the Olympics as well for wrestling.
And he never used that wrestling.
But like, if he was ever going to use it, it should be now.
I think that's the one thing. If Yoel Romero does touch Adesanya with those 4-ounce gloves on, that could be all she wrote.
Colin, yeah, man. Get off the bleeding fence.
See, every time I watch Yoel Romero fight, I think he wins even when he gets the decision against him. Yeah. I thought he won all those fights. And if I had to pick on this fight, I'm going to say Adesanya more so because Yoel Romero got that like 27 million against USADA, didn't he? Yeah. And I feel like it's less important to him now. And also, I don't even know if he's going to make weight. I think Adesanya is going to win. And I think he'll maybe like a 4th round TKO stoppage because Romero will be knackered.
That's actually good. Like, I was thinking it's going to be late. I think decision, possibly not. That's a good call. I'd agree with Ross. Ross, people have previously said it is a good idea to watch this show to get some betting tips. So I think we're both on Weili Zhang and Israel Adesanya. Both to remain on still.
And still.
Yeah, just before we finish up the combat part of the show, it was announced that Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder are going to take on each other again for the 3rd time. It's going down on July 18th. And then today, it's been confirmed Anthony Joshua will take on Kurbrat Pulev in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on June 20th. Just one more thing as well. This weekend, John O'Carroll's taking on Owen Quigg.
Yeah.
That's
Scott Quigg.
Scott Quigg in Manchester. Also, shout out to Paul Hughes, who's competing in the Cage Warriors Manchester. That's this weekend as well. And shout out to Craig Coakley. He's fighting in Wolverhampton this weekend. So if you do enjoy the MMA, combat, boxing, crack shows, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and stay energized. Because now, well,
I was going to ask you, do you think that the winner of Wilder Fury 3 has to fight the winner of Joshua this year? At the end of the year.
Hopefully. Well, it depends how battered each one will get,
Yeah, but if they both come out relatively unscathed, are they fighting before the end of the year?
Yeah, they'll be there, so they'll be ringside.
Grant, I just want to be like, that's it. And hopefully Wilder won't wear a really heavy suit for the walkout this time.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst excuse of all time.
Forget the suit. But we're going to just move into the world of football, because last week the Champions League was back on. Ross, where do we really start with this? Because there were some serious wins. And
a few little upsets there as well.
Yeah, just a few. We should probably start with Chelsea getting absolutely demolished by Bayern Munich 3-0.
Yeah, it was very, very poor performance by Chelsea. It was an absolute brilliant performance by Bayern Munich in what they were up against. They made it look relatively easy at times, didn't they? Chelsea's inexperience really shone through, and players like Gnabry and Lewandowski sort of had that field day with them. They really did.
How do you think they just managed to just open the floodgates?
Well, I looked at Chelsea's team when Lampard picked his starting lineup, and it looked so average. It was Mount and Barkley in behind Giroud.
Yeah. Remember I said that to you? I was like, I don't know how they're going to get a goal. Unless, obviously, you cross it in, Giroud heads it in. But, like,
yeah, but
you need
when that's your only sort of hope, it's not really great. And sure, Munich were playing Alaba at centre half as well.
Yeah, do you know who's really good for Bayern? The left back, the Canadian guy.
Oh, Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, he was quality.
Yeah. He's really, really good. Although he made one tackle, I know, like, was close to the penalty box. I was like, oh, a bit dodgy. But other than that, class. He's really one of those sort of modern day attacking fullbacks.
Yeah,
he's probably like third Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Man, he was great. He's definitely one to watch out for. What's Chelsea also got a player sent off in the game, but where do you think they sort of go from here now? Because a 3-0, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
But this game's over.
Yeah, but
they're not going to go to the Allianz and get the job done. They don't have.
I know I feel like they won't. Obviously, the bookies will be agreeing with us, but one goal and it is sort of on. Like,
I just don't see it. I don't see them going to the Allianz and being able to score 3, if not 4 goals. Bayern Munich are too sure at the back. Players like Kimmich, Sula, Alaba, Davies, like those players, like they're all experienced players. Like Bayern Munich, it's very rare that they score.
Davies isn't.
Yeah, but the others are very seasoned. Manuel Neuer in goal. I don't see Chelsea being able to turn them over. If they were playing City and they beat City 3-0, I'd be like, oh, maybe if City scored early.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie, man. I don't know how it got back.
But they also have like Thiago.
Thiago once he's allowed to get going, the game is on.
It really is.
Yeah, but in the other game that night, Napoli drew 1-0 with Barcelona. Napoli scored, basically like sat back, and then Vidal got sent off near the end. But 1-1 after the first leg. Barcelona coming off a loss over the weekend against Real Madrid in El Clasico.
I think Barcelona will turn around. I think it's too much for them to go wrong to lose to Napoli at home.
Yeah.
I think Barcelona will win 1 or 2-0 and it'll be fine. Messi will save the day there. I don't know if that Barcelona team is good enough to go on and actually compete in this year's Champions League for the title, but I think they'll do enough to get past Napoli.
They should be able to.
As far as definitely out for like the very rest of the season, is he?
Yeah, he might be back for like the last 2 weeks or something, but
yeah,
I don't think
that's what I mean. If they get towards the Champions League final, he actually might be back.
Yeah, who knows? But a shocker then came out from Wednesday's results. Lyon beat Juventus 1-0 at home. I felt like Juventus could have got a couple of penalties here. Maybe, who knows? But 1-0 to Lyon against Juventus. What do you just want to make of that, Ross? That was, people definitely lost their accumulators with that one.
Yeah, definitely so. And you know what? I think that one makes the return leg very interesting. Juventus are going to have to, pull out all the stops in Turin to make sure they get the job done. Because they can be winning 2-0, Lyon score, and then they're through. You know what I mean?
What do you think Juventus? I know obviously they did, like, you can't win every game, but what do you think really Juventus are lacking here? Because I think like last week's show, I said I think Juventus is going to win the whole thing. Who did you say? Bayern. I'm pretty sure you said Bayern.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you did now.
Well, yeah.
But like Juventus lose 1-0 to Lyon, like we sort of wrote Lyon off.
I think it's more so Juventus are such a top of the range team, and then Lyon are almost like a Europa League team. I'm not trying to be offensive, but
they didn't get up for it.
Yeah, they obviously didn't get up for it. I almost think Juventus midfield is maybe lacking a bit.
Yeah, they keep changing it.
I don't think like they have like these are our best midfielders and this is what we're going with.
Yeah, I agree with that. But we're obviously expecting Ronaldo and Co to get a few goals.
Yeah, I think so. I think Dybala as well has got to stand up and be counted for. The last game.
I was wondering why you're moving. Go on, fix it.
I'll fix that.
Yeah, and the last game, Real Madrid lost 2-1 to Man City. Man City came back from 1-0 down, and then also Man City were nearly through to make it 3-1, and then Sergio Ramos got sent off. That's a great win for Man City anyway.
Absolutely phenomenal win. This game got turned on its head in a matter of moments, didn't it? Real Madrid went up and scored their goal. It was 1-0. And it's not his fault, but what happened was Gareth Bale came on, right? Yeah. And the next thing you know, City were 2-1 up and Ramos sent off. It's not looking very hopeful for Madrid to come over to the Etihad and get the job done, is it?
You don't think so, no?
I don't think so. I look at that Real Madrid team. I know they just beat Barcelona 2-0 in El Clasico, but that team doesn't like strike any fear into anyone, I don't think, anymore.
Why not? Yeah, I know, but why not? There's something a bit off about them.
Yeah, but who's the go-to guy? I think Benzema is now the go-to guy. And like Vinicius, he probably will be good in 2 or 3 years' time.
He scored there over the weekend. It was only his second goal this season. I think possibly, well, definitely in the league. I don't know about the whole.
But like, tell me from midfield up who's Real Madrid's best players.
Well, Modric is 34 there, and
and Toni Kroos must be 32.
He was playing. He set up Vinicius there on the weekend, or Vinicius, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
He's definitely going to play next game. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. And
Sergio Ramos is going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, but like you look at that, you have Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric. Like they look like they're not at the race anymore. And then up front you have Benzema, Vinicius, and who plays the other one? Is it Velasquez who plays the right attack?
No, it was Valverde was playing.
Or Valverde. You know what I mean? Like, not being bad, but like Valverde who?
I don't really know anything about him.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm sitting there going, starting for Real Madrid. You know what I mean? It's not Dembele, Griezmann, Suarez, and Messi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Salah, Mane, Firmino.
So what's your head telling you right now about that game in the reverse fixture?
I think City could get the job done again. You know that? I think Pep must be like up for the Champions League this year, saying, you know what, guys, we might not be in this competition next year.
Yeah. So this is probably your last chance to win it. With us. Yeah. Then the last 16, some fixtures came out. The draws were made
in the Europa League.
The Europa League last 16. Man United got through. Arsenal got knocked out. Wolves are through. Wolves are now playing Olympiacos.
Man United were playing Lask.
Celtic got knocked out. Inter Milan went through. Rangers went through. I
think this is just gearing up for an Inter Milan Man United final.
Do you think so? Do you think United could get there?
I think so. I think they had a very strong showing against Bruges in the home leg. Let me have a quick look at who else in there. Sevilla versus Roma. I think
that's a decent game.
That's a contender. I think Bayer Leverkusen are a bit of a contender. Inter Milan and Man United. I think Shakhtar Donetsk aren't great away from home over 2 legs, and then maybe Wolves if they get going.
Wolves are flying at the moment.
They also play gorgeous football.
What's it? Diogo Jota?
Yeah, Jota's class.
Someone's going to try and get him.
Jimenez, brilliant.
I could see Liverpool trying to get him now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but you know what? Real Madrid might go get him.
Yeah.
I'm messing.
It's a crazy sport. Obviously the Premier League is almost wrapped up for Liverpool, even though they lost their undefeated streak.
Liverpool have lost their last 2 games in a row, man.
True.
Maybe they'll lose the next 28 games.
Who knows what's going to happen? They might get knocked out of the Champions League as well. And then our new Carabao Cup champions are Man City. They beat Aston Villa.
Man, they're not new.
Well,
They've won the last 3 Carabao
yeah,
Cups.
no, but the newly crowned,
the
defending, and
and
still,
still
I think-
Carabao Cup champions.
I think that sort of wraps things up. But here,
Yeah.
make sure to tune in next week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, check out the upcoming interviews we have coming during the week.
One last thing before we wrap up the last football bit is the Premier League announced that they're going to set up a Hall of Fame. Did you see that?
No.
So the Premier League are going to set up a Hall of Fame, and they're going to induct 2 people in the Hall of Fame to start off. Who do you think those 2 people should be?
Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger.
Oh, interesting. I never really thought about putting manager in, but now that you say that, Alex Ferguson, because like, how could you not?
And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, and Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs is the most successful Premier League footballer of all time.
Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But like, I don't know if they can put 2 United people in first. Like, there you go. But in terms of the Premier League, who's the most successful team of all time?
Yeah.
I wonder, are they going to start doing like putting in specific players, and then like, are they going to put a team in? Like, are they going to put like the Invincibles into the Hall of Fame? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
It'd be interesting to see what way they do it.
Yeah. And who's gonna like vote, or who's the?
I think the fans vote to start off.
Oh, see, that's the thing.
Yeah, but then like, next thing you know, you have played Hoopia in the Hall of Fame. It's like
Dwight York, and Andy Cole.
yeah,
Does that? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
yeah.
Well, they get
so-
jackets like they do in the NFL and stuff, and
I think so. The UFC started making Hall of Fame jackets and sent them out
Yeah,
to people.
I heard
Saw
that. Yeah, that's cool.
So, guys, thanks a million. If it is your first time ever watching an Energized YouTube show, or listen to us on Spotify,
Or SoundCloud,
or SoundCloud, or iTunes,
or
let us know.
Yeah.
Send us a DM on Instagram, or leave a comment below on YouTube. And guys, thanks so much for watching us. We love doing the show. Hope you guys love listening.
Yeah.
And as always, stay energized.